Hello, welcome back to Smart Kid. My name is Ratifa and welcome back to our Basic and English Grammar Book 2. Today we are going to have Chapter 5, which is Verbs and Tenses. Most verbs describes actions, so they are called action verbs. Action verbs tell what people or things are doing. Here are some common action verbs. We have drink, and when I say, you have to repeat after me. Drink, eat, laugh, look, shout, run, jump, walk, sit, swim, throw, catch or catch, fall, climb, and dance. Subject and verb agreement. When you use a verb, you have to say who or what is doing the action. This who or what is the subject of the verb. The subject and the verb match each other. You say that the subject and the verb agree when you match each other. Here we have use singular verb if the subject is a singular noun. For example, there, the subject, my dad, or our school, or any of the pronouns he, she, or it require a singular verb. Most singular verbs end in s. Look at the subjects and their verbs in these examples. The subject are bold and the verbs are colored. Here I see the colored one is light blue. So we have those sentences here. Other examples. He always drinks milk when he is hot. She eats bananas for breakfast. Mom walks to work every day. My sister dances like a professional dancer. The baby falls when she tries to walk. Our cat climbs the tree in our garden. This form of the verb is called the third person singular. You use it when the subject of the verb is not you or the person you are speaking to, but some other person, a third person or thing. Here are some third person singular verbs that end in s. Plays, and don't forget to repeat after me. Plays, draws, reads, sings, paints, rains, shines, blows, travels, rides, thinks, talks, smiles, stops, and starts. The third person singular form of some verbs is made by adding es at the end. Some examples are verbs that end in sh, ch, double s, x, double z, and o. Don't forget to repeat after me. Brushes, brushes, polishes, brushes, washes, watches, reaches, teaches, catches or catches, touches, kisses, misses, passes, presses, dresses, fixes, mixes, boozes or buzzes, does and goes. Here are some sentences with verbs in the third person singular form. The subjects are bird and the verbs are in color. You see the light blue color. She always brushes her teeth at bedtime. Dad polishes his shoes until they shine. My brother watches television after school. Kim catches the ball with one hand. Dad mixes flour and water when he makes bread. The bee buzzes along the flower. My friend Sanjay goes to the same school as I do. How do you make the third person singular form of the most verbs that end in y? Usually, you must change the y into I and then add es. Here you have carry, carries, cry, cries, study, studies, hurry, hurries, lie, lies, worry, worries, copy, copies, marry, marries, bully, bullies. And when I read the words like this or the verbs like this, don't forget to repeat after me. So if you didn't repeat after me, next time don't forget to do that. A cat carries its kitten with its mouth. Mr. Chen hurries to work every morning. The baby cries a lot at night. This plane flies to the island every day. Alice tries hard at school. She copies all the questions in her notebook. Some verbs that they end in Y have a vowel before their Y. Just add an S at the end of this word to make the third person singular form. And don't forget to repeat after me. Hey, don't forget to repeat after me when I read the verbs of the words like this, but not sentences. But if you like with the sentence, you can repeat after me too. So here, let's start. Buy is going to be buys. Pay is going to be pays. Say, says. Annoy, noise. Pray, praise. Stay, stays. Mom buys bread after the supermarket. Mr. Carter pays all his bills with a credit card. My friend says he has a salt water aquarium. She annoys me with her silly jokes. Anna stays with her aunt on weekends. If the subject of the verb is a plural noun, such as mom and dad or our teachers, use plural verbs. Do not add s, es, or ies to plural verbs. Plural verbs are also used with pronouns I, we, you, and they. Mom and dad love us. My sisters listen to music a lot. The stars shine brightly on a Korean night. Some people drink tea. I like juicy hamburgers. We learn interesting things at school. You all know the words to this song, children. They always walk home from school together. Suppose the subject of a noun refers to a group of people. Depending on the meaning of sentence, you may use either a singular or a plural verb. We have examples, and here also I see there is two sentences and every word and every blotted words. So here let's start. The audience was enjoying the play. The audience have all gone home. The class had thirsty students. The class are handing in their papers. The band is performing until midnight. The band were arguing among themselves. Words that refer to groups of people or animals are called collective nouns. Here are some examples. We have crowd, crew, committee, lead, lighter, herd, and flock. Don't forget to subscribe if you didn't subscribe from the beginning. Now we have transitive and intransitive verbs. Some verbs have an object. The object of a verb is a person or thing that is affected by the action of the verb. Look at this sentence. We have Alice. The subject does the action. Eats. The verb is the action word. And a banana is the object, is affected by the action. And here we finish for breakfast. So when you say Alice, you mean the subject does the action or the one who does that action. And when we say eats, that is the action that is be done with Alice. And here the verb is the action word. And when we say banana, the object is affected by the action. This means the thing that is almost affected by that action. So, the subject of the verb Alice, she is the person who does the action. And she eats. The object of the verb is a banana. A banana is affected by the action of the verb. So, in this sentence, the object of the verb eat is a banana. Verbs that have objects are called transitive verbs. And here are some sentences with transitive verbs. The verbs are printed in bold and their objects are printed in color. John likes apples. My sister cooks all our meals. Dad buys tea at the market. Sam knows the answer to the question. My brother rides his bike in the street. Mom writes stories in her spare time. Some verbs don't have an object. A verb that does not have an object is called intransitive verb. Here are some sentences with intransitive verbs. We have, in China, lots of people walk to work. The boys play in the yard after school. Mr. Carter always drives very carefully. Doris is a very successful businesswoman. Michael and I both entered the race, but he won, but I lost. Some verbs can be either transitive or intransitive. Note that the transitive meaning and the intransitive meaning are sometimes different. Here we have transitive verbs. The pilot flies the plane very well. The boys play football on weekends. Mom runs her own company. We walk the dog every evening. Intransitive verbs. The eagles fly high in the sky. The boys play in the yard on weekends. My mom runs in the park for fun. We walk on the beach every evening. Don't forget to subscribe if you didn't subscribe from the beginning. Read the following sentences, then underline the verb in each sentence. First, we live in apartment on the boulevard. Some children learn very fast. We go for swimming lesson on Sundays. I like my new bike. Babies sometimes sleep during the day. My dad buys a newspaper every morning. These dolls belong to Kathleen. 8. I often walk to school with my dad. My sister plays a piano very well. Sarah sometimes lays in the bed at night. Exercise 2. Fill in the blank spaces with the third person singular form of the verbs in the parentheses. Example: Ali dash in brackets looks sad today. The answer is looks. First question: Samiko dash English very well. In brackets we have speak. Second: Mr. Kim dashed to school on his motorbike. In brackets we have the word come. My neighbor's dog dashed very loudly. In the brackets we have bark. Fourth: my little brother always brush his teeth properly. In brackets we have the word brush. Fifth: Dad is so tall that his head almost dashed the ceiling. In brackets we have touch. 6. Our dog dashed the ball in his teeth. In brackets we have the word catch. Mom dashed vinegar and oil to make salad dressing. In brackets we have the word mix. 8. Sally dashed in brackets try not to disturb her brother when he is reading. Dad dashed his newspaper from the store on the corner. In brackets we have buy. 10th. Her music dashed me when I am doing my homework. In brackets we have the word annoy. Exercise 3. Underline the verb in the sentence in the following sentences. Then show whether in the verb is transitive or intransitive by putting a check mark into the correct box, that depending on the meaning. Some verbs can be either transitive or intransitive. For each of the transitive verb, you have marked write the object of the verbs in the lines. First one is done for you. First, my brother and I often play chess. Here, the boxes which are left side are intransitive verbs and which are right side are transitive verbs. And here we have the object. So here, my brother and I often play chess. This sentence is intransitive, but the object is the chess. Second, mom and dad walk in the garden on weekends. Third, the library closes at 5 p.m. Fourth, Mr. Ross drives his car very carefully. Fifth, the cat jumped over the wall. My sister likes her new jeans. Seventh, Granddad walks to the dog every evening. Will you come with me to the shop? The boys are skating in the park. Dad is making sandwiches. Their children went to bed. We buy our food at the supermarket. Sally found a good hiding place. They are learning to speak English. Anna was reading an interesting book. On weekends, I usually go to beach with Dad. 17th. The cat is sleeping under the tree. They pushed the cat into the shed. And don't forget to subscribe if you didn't subscribe from the beginning. Now we have the simple present tense. Verbs from forms called tenses that tell you when the action happens. If the action happens regularly, sometimes or never, use the simple present tense. We always wash our hands before meals. John sometimes lends me his bike. Dad jogs in the park every day. We often go to the movies on Saturday. Mr. Ross takes a train to work. The simple present tense is also to state facts. The sun rises every morning. Penguins live in the Antarctica. The dogs love playing in water. The earth goes around the sun, but not the sun around the earth, but the earth is the one which surrounds the sun. Australia is an island. Use the simple present tense to tell the events of a story that is happening now. I arrive at school. I see another girl crying. I ask her, why is she sad? She says she hasn't got any friend to play with. I tell her that she can play with me. Use the simple present tense to talk about things that will happen in the future. My little sister starts school tomorrow. The new supermarket opens this Friday. Next week, I'll go on holiday to Japan. We fly to London on Sunday. The train leaves in 5 minutes. My family moved to a new house next month. Now we have is, and are. The words is, and are simple present forms of the verbs be. Use with the pronoun I, and use is with the singular nouns like my dad, the teacher, and with the pronouns he, she, and it. Use are with singular nouns, with pronouns like my parents and Jenny and Mary, and with the pronouns we, you, and they. I am 12. I am in the garden. My mom is very tired today. The teacher is tall. She is also pretty. Our dog is black. The children are asleep. Computers are very expensive. My brother and I are upstairs. We are in our bedrooms. You are my best friend. You and David are my best friends. Here is a table to help you remember how to use is, and are. First person. On the left, we have singular, and the right, we have plural. So let's see. First person is I am. In plural, we are. Second person, you are. In plural, you are. Third person, he is, she is, and it is. They all use they are. Here we have full form, and here we have short form. I am is I'm. You are is your. He is his. She is she's. It is its. We are it's we're. They are is there. I am not is I'm not. He is not is equal to he isn't. She is not is equal to she isn't. It is not is equal to it isn't. We are not is equal to we aren't. You are not is equal to you aren't. They are not is equal to they aren't. Don't forget to subscribe if you didn't subscribe from the beginning. There is and there are. Use there is and are to say what exists or what you can have. Use there is with singular nouns and there are with plural nouns. There is a tree in our garden. There is a girl called Farah in my class. There is fish for dinner. There is nothing to do when it rains. There is a cat sitting on the bench. There's a boy in my class who can walk on his hands. The crowd is in the field. There are some very big ships in the harbor today. Exercise 4. Look at the pairs of the verbs below. Then read the sentence using each subject with the simple present form of the verb. Remember that you can also use the simple present tense to talk about the future. Examples: Dad goes to work on his bike. Here we have subject and here we have object. We have dad and go. My brother ride. The dog watch. The bus leave. Tom and Sam buy. We eat. And Grace come. Our neighbor like. The boys start. My family travel. Exercise 5. Complete the following sentences by writing am, is, or are in the blank spaces. First, the weather dash beautiful today. Second, all the children dash on the playground. Third, boys, you dash always late for class. Dash you on the basket team too. Fifth, nobody in my class dash interested in the food. Sixth, dash this computer more expensive than that one. 7. Sally dash my best friend. 8. Mom and Dad dash downstairs watching television. 9th, Paul and Henry dash in the computer room. The Eiffel Tower dash tourist monument in Paris. Exercise 6. Read the following passage. Fill there isn't, or there aren't in the blank spaces. First, I like playing in our park because there's some great things to play on. There's a big chute to slide on and hatch sandbox to play in. Also some swings. Dash. Dogs are not allowed in the park, so dash no dogs to bother us. Dash also allowed space for us to turn around. It sometimes gets hot because dash many trees give shade, but dash fountain where we can drink water. It is the best place in the town for children. Dash another place as good as the park. Exercise 7. First, it is another Sunday today. It is another Sunday today. This is my sister. She is 5. I'm not very interested in sports. She is not my best friend. You are my best friend. She is busy cleaning the car in the garage. Our teacher is not very tall. My parents are not home from work yet. My friend is not very good at math. Don't forget to subscribe if you didn't subscribe from the beginning. The present progressive tense is used to talk about things that they are continuing to happen. Make the present progressive tense by using am, is, or are with the verb that ends in ing. I am learning how to swim. I'm eating my lunch. I am watching television. She is reading a book. Dad is baking a cake. My sister is listening to music. Uncle David is cleaning his car. The dog is barking in the garden. We are singing our favorite song. My brother and I are playing the computer game. The teachers are showing us a film. They are bringing a television set into the classroom. The ing form a verb is called the present participle. You use the present participle with am, is, or are to make the present progressive tense. So when you say present participle, I think you can also say the present participle. Am plus watching is I'm watching. So that is present participle because there's ing. Is plus listening is equal to is listening, but also is the present participle. A playing. A plus playing is equal to a playing. So that is the present participle. The present progressive tense is also used to talk about things that are planned for the future. I am going to the library tomorrow. My sister is giving me her bike when she gets her new one. We can't go to the movie tomorrow because my mom is working. We are having a barbecue on Sunday. All my friends are coming to my party next week. We are taking my cousin into the zoo later today. Exercise 8. Don't forget to subscribe if you didn't subscribe from the beginning. Now let's see exercise 8. Fill in the blank spaces with the present progressive tense of the verbs in the parentheses. Try to use constructions such as I'm, she's, and they and their where you can. First, we dash to the zoo tomorrow. In brackets we have go. Second, he dashed my bike on the garage. Third, I dash mom in the kitchen. Fourth, my sister and I dash television in our bedroom. Fifth, the train dash in 10 minutes. Sixth, they dash with us to the museum. Seventh, we dash some pictures for Aunt Susan. Eighth, the boys and girls dash in the hall. Ninth, the cat dash some birds. 10th, my brother dash me. Exercise 9. Complete the following sentences with either the simple present form of the verb to or to the present progressive form of the verb. First, the teacher always dash us interesting project work. Second, the wind dash very strongly today. Third, I dash chocolate and ice cream. Fourth, be quiet. We dash to listen the radio. Fifth, let's go inside now. It's dash to rain. Sixth, penguin dash fish. Seventh, Dad never dash us play in the street when it's dark. The children dash swimming every day. Ninth, we're trying to catch the ball that dashed down in the hill. 10th, my teacher dash a lot of plants and animals. So all these words in the brackets, you must change them into the simple present form of the verb. Don't forget to subscribe if you didn't subscribe. We have the simple past tense. Use the simple past tense to talk about things that happened in the past. The simple past tense is usually made by adding ed to the verb. I opened the door and looked inside. The plane landed 10 minutes ago. My cousin visited last summer. We walked to school yesterday. She laughed when I told her the joke. If a verb ends in E, just add D to make the simple past tense. We have who closed the window? We lived in that house when I was a baby. We raced each other in our bike. If a verb ends in Y, change Y into I before adding ed. Example: I carried my mom's shopping bag. My brother cried when he fell off his bike. We hurried to the station to catch the train. Dad tried to help me with my homework. With some short verbs that ends in consonants, you must double the consonant before adding ed. Example: I climbed up the fence and ripped my shirt. A stranger grabbed my arm. The dog wagged its tail when it saw the biscuits. I slammed the door and walked on angrily. We have was and were, but don't forget to subscribe if you didn't subscribe. The words was and were are the simple past form of the verb be. So, let's look. 10 years was is the simple past form of am and is, used with singular nouns like my dad and the teacher when the pronouns he, she, and it. Were is the simple past form of are. Use were with singular noun, with plural nouns like my parents and Jenny and Mary, and with the pronouns we, you, and they. 10 years ago, I was only a baby. When I was younger, I played with my teddy bears. My friend is still ill yesterday. Mom was angry when she saw the broken vase. It was very wet on Monday. It was 6 o'clock when we got home. We were away on vacation last month. John and I were in the garden. You were nasty to me. You and Sally were not at the school yesterday. Dinosaurs were prehistoric animals. Those were my best genes. Here is the table to help you remember how to use was and were. Here we have singular and plural. First person. I was will be we were. Second. You were. It will be also you were. The third person. He was, she was, and it was will all be they were. You may use this construction when combining was and were without not. I was not, I wasn't. He was not, he wasn't. She was not, she wasn't. It was not, it wasn't. We were not, we weren't. You were not, you weren't. They were not, they weren't. And don't forget to subscribe if you didn't subscribe. Now we have the irregular verbs. Many common verbs have unusual present past tense forms. These are called irregular verbs. Remember that the simple past tense of the most verbs is made by adding ed at the end. Look becomes looked. Note that the simple past tense of these common irregular verbs is quite different. So, we have here irregular verb and here the simple past. So here we have the regular break, it will be broke. So the irregular verb, they change the whole way of forming the past. So here we have bring, brought, buy, bought, catch, caught, come, came, do, did, fall, fell, feed, fed, feel, felt, fly, flew, get, got, go, went, have, had, keep, kept, kill, knelt, know, knew, live, left, lost, lost, meet, met, bring, run, 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 see, saw, sell, sold, sleep, slept, speak, spoke, write, wrote. The simple past tense of other irregular verbs does not change at all. Here we have verb, simple past, and the example. Cost, it will be cost. I bought a new CD. It cost $20. Cut, it will be cut. My brother cut his finger this morning. Hit, hit. She hit the ball into the neighbor's garden. Hard, hard. I hurt my leg when I jumped off the wall. Let. Mom opened the door and let us in. We have put, it will also be put. Tea tasted horrible because I put too much sugar in it. Read, it will also be read. Dad read us a story last night. Write each past tense verb below and under the correct heading. Here we have laughed, cried, hoped, lived, pained, pinned, tried, smiled, hurried, grabbed, landed, played, and rest. The headings are verb plus ed, verb plus d, double the last letter plus ed, change y to I and add ed. Complete the exercise 11. Complete the sentences with the simple past tense of the verb in the parentheses. First, the boys dash whisper in brackets secret to each other. Second, Uncle Ben dash Harry in brackets to catch his bus. Third, we dash in brackets return our books to the library. She dash in brackets we have kissed the frog and it dash brackets change into a prince. Someone dash tapped me on the shoulder. That tap, it was in brackets. The baby dash in brackets cry when we took her toy away. 7. John dash in brackets pin the badge into his jacket. 2 doctors dash in brackets rush into the room. 9. This is the house that we dash in brackets lived when I was younger. 10th, Granddad dash in brackets lower himself in the chair. Exercise 12. Write was or were in the blank spaces in the following passage. First, it dash a beautiful summer's day. In there dash not a cloud in the sky. Mom, Dad, and I dash all in the garden. Dad dash vegetables in the vegetable garden planting some seed, and Mom and I dash busy with other jobs. The sun dash hot, and soon I dash feeling very tired. Mom and Dad dash not tired at all. They went on walking for a long time. I dash glad when it dash time to go inside and have a drink. Exercise 13. Draw a circle around the correct past tense in each sentence below. First, I lost in brackets my watch in the park. David in brackets we have hurt and hurted his knee when he in brackets we have fall or fell. Third, I kicked the ball hard and it dashed brick or broke a window. My new shoes costed a lot of money. I got his book from the library. 6. We had a garage where we kept our car. 7. Ali showed me the cut on his knee. We sold our old car and bought a new one. The bell rang and we all got or went into school. The dog catched or caught the ball in its mouth. Second, the man knelt down to talk to the little boy. 13. I met my friend in the park. Our cat ran onto the road in front of a car. 15th, Jen wrote a letter to her best friend. Don't forget to subscribe if you didn't subscribe. Now we have the past progressive. Use the past progressive tense to talk about things that were happening in the past and had not stopped happening. They were continuing. To make the past progressive tense, use was or were and a verb that ends in ing. Examples: I was watching television. Ben was finishing his homework. She was putting her books into her school bag. Jenny and I were tidying the classroom. We were all dancing at the party. You weren't listening to the teacher. Some boys were looking out of the window. The ing form a verb is called the present participle. Use the present participle with was or were to make the past progressive tense. Examples is was plus cleaning was cleaning, but then it was present participle. And were plus listening were listening. Also was present participle. You can also use the past progressive tense to say what was happening. When something else happened. Sam was doing his math homework when the phone rang. Dad was cooking our dinner when I got home. When I saw Joy, he was looking for his dog. We were all enjoying the movie when the power went out. What were they doing when the bell rang? Don't forget to subscribe if you didn't subscribe. Exercise 14. Complete the sentences with the past progressive tense of the verb in the parentheses. First, at the block party, lots of people dash in the street. In brackets we have dance. Second, I dash in brackets sit in my bedroom reading a book. Third, someone dash make a very loud noise in the street. Fourth, why dash you all dash laugh when I came in? Fifth, Mike and John dash brackets wash their paint brushes. Sixth, Sally dash the piano. In brackets we have practice. Seventh, I ran so fast that my heart dash in brackets beat really hard. Eighth, our neighbors dash have in brackets a barbecue. Have and has and had. The verb have is you and they, and with plural nouns such as my parents and Tom and Susan. Use has with the pronouns he, she, and it, with singular nouns such as my dad and the teacher. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. Monkeys have long tails. My sister and I have a swing in our garden. John has a big brother. Sally has a pretty face. An elephant has a long trunk. It also has big ears. His brother has dark hair. Our apartment has big windows. The words have and has are the simple present forms of the verb have. Use have to talk about things that people do or get. I can't play football because I have a broken leg. We have art lessons on Mondays. You have a stain in your shirt. They have the desks nearest the teacher. Peter has a sore knee. You also have to talk about things that people eat. We usually have lunch at school. Mom and Dad sometimes have their breakfast in bed. Jenny often has sandwiches for lunch. She sometimes has a colored drink. Here's a table to help you remember how to use have and has. Here we have singular and here we have plural. Let's start with first person. Is I have, it will be we have. Here the second person is in singular and plural are also the same. Is you have. Third person. He has, she has, and it has. They all have the same plural, which is they have. The simple past tense from the simple past tense form of have and has is had. I had a big toy. I had a big toy car when I was small. It was sunny, so we had lunch in the garden. They had a wonderful holiday in Europe. Sally and I had chicken for dinner. The boys had a fight in the playground. Dad had a sore back yesterday. She had long hair when I saw her a year ago. Our cat had 3 kittens last week. Use had when you are talking about wishes. Examples: I wish I had a new bike. Kathleen wishes she had a big sister. Dad wishes he had a bigger garage. The toys wish they had more space to play football in. You can make the negative with didn't have. I wish I didn't have so much homework. Jack wishes he didn't have a broken leg. Dad wishes he didn't have to work on weekends. Do you wish you didn't have English classes today? Don't forget to subscribe if you didn't subscribe. The present perfect tense. The present perfect tense shows action in the indefinite past. The present perfect tense also used to show actions begun in the past continuing into the present. To make the present perfect tense, use have or has and the verb that ends in ed. We have lived in this house for 5 years and will still live there. Your plan has already landed and it's still on the ground. She had dirtied her new shoes. She made them dirty and they still dirty. The teacher has paint and notes that's on the board. They don't need your key. I have already opened the door. And that door was still open. The ed form of the verb is called the past participle when it is used with has or have to make the present perfect tense. We have learned, have, and learned. Has plus opened. The irregular past participles. Remember that the irregular verbs don't have a simple past from the form that ends in ed. Irregular verbs also have unusual past participles that don't end in ed in the past participle of some verbs in the same as the simple past tense. Irregular verbs also unusual past participles that they don't end in ed. The past participle of some verbs is the same as the simple past tense. We have here the irregular, here the past simple, here the past participle. Keep, kept, kept. Catch, caught, caught. Bring, brought, brought. Make, made, made. Sell, sold, sold. Buy, bought, bought. Now let's see example. I have kept my letter you sent me. The police have caught the thieves. Maggie has brought the voice her favorite CDs to school. The children have made a birthday card for their mom. They've sold their car and now they have bought motorcycles. Some common irregular verbs have past participle that is different from the past participle tense. Here we have irregular verb past simple and past participle. Here we have be, it was been. Break, broke, broken. Do, did, done. Draw, drew, drawn. Drink, drunk, drunk. Ate, ate. Fall, fell, fallen. Anna has been my best friend for years. I'm sorry, I've broken your pencil. Jack has already done his homework. We've drawn a picture for you, Mom. Have you drunk all the orange juice? Some of the pictures has a fallen of the wall. I've known Michael for 2 years. Kathleen has already seen that movie. Miss Hill and has spoken to the principal about the problem. Some irregular verbs have a past participle that does not change at all. Here we have irregular verbs and the past participle. We have cut. It also be cut. Hit. Cost. Read. Heart. Put. Here we have some examples which are: I have cut my finger, and the blending building. Their children next door have hit their ball into the busy street. This vacation has cost it US hundreds of dollars already. Dad hasn't read my school report yet. Can Anna sit down? She's hurting her leg. Have you put any sugar in my tea? Exercise 15. Complete the following sentences with has or have. My dog dashed a long shiny coat. Our teacher dashed a very kind face. Third, you dash a lot of homework to do. Fourth, Sam and I dashed desks near the front of the class. 4. Dash two brothers and sisters. My friend Andy dash a big house. Mice dash long tail. Most dogs dash sharp teeth. I dash more toys than my friends dash. These flowers dash strange smell. Exercise 16. Complete the sentences with the present perfect tense of the verb in the parentheses. First, the children dashed the house very messy. Second, I dashed the actor in several movies. The boys dash all the soda in the refrigerator. Our dog dashed its leg. One of the workmen dashed off his ladder. She's sad because her friends dash to the park without her. Dad dashed a shower all already. 8th, I've been shouting so much that I dash lose my voice. My sister's boyfriend dash her diamond ring. Alan dash this jigsaw puzzle so many times that they will not do its eyes hurt. Exercise 17. Draw a circle around the correct past participle in each sentence below. Your child has dashed my window. Have you all your dinner? In brackets we have eaten and ate. I have in brackets knew on no Sally since when he's kindergarten. Michael has drew or drawn a picture for his ground. The new girl seems nice, but I haven't spoken to her yet. We've drunk all the milk. The ball has went or gone over the garden fence. Tom did or done all his homework. The future tense. Show the future actions. Use the verb shall and will with another verb that describes the action. You can use either shall or will with the pronouns I and we. Use will, the pronouns you, he, she, it, and they. Will also used with singular nouns like my dad, and with plural like all the boys in my class. Shall I do my homework after dinner? I will miss you when you leave. We shall take the dog for a walk later. We will visit Grandma this weekend. He will be home later. She will help us cook the food for the party. It will soon be dark outside. I think it will be sunny tomorrow. I expect they'll give you a present. Your plant will die without water. Our school will be soon need a lot of repairs. John and I shall be glad when the exams are over. I will be John and I shall be glad when the exams are over. Bill and Kim will be late for school if they don't hurry. Here I think all you know. So here let's go. To make negative form, use will and shall with not. Construction for will is want. I will not help you unless you help me. I won't be very sunny again until next summer. I won't like his food. It's horrible. We shall not go to the party without you. To talk about facts in the future or plans that we will not change, use the simple present tense. Examples: tomorrow is Sunday. Summer vacation ends on Friday. New library opens next week. We fly to Paris Next, we fly to Paris on Wednesday. You can also talk about plans for the future and other future happenings by using be going and answer and another verb. Remember to use am and was with the pronoun I. Use is and were with the pronouns he, she, and it with the singular nouns like my mom, the teacher. Use are and were with the pronouns we, you, and they with plural nouns like my friends and Johnny and Sally. I am going to visit my cousin tomorrow. I'm going to see a new Star Wars movies next week. My friend John is going to move to Chicago next year. Dad is going to buy me a skateboard. Aunt Jen is going to have another baby soon. It is going to be windy tomorrow. I hope someone is going to fix the television soon. You are going to help me, aren't you? My friends are going to teach me how to play chess. Mom and Dad are going to buy a new computer. Your books are going to fall off the shelf if you are not careful. Are you going to read our book now? Exercise 18. Decide the whether, shall, and will are used correctly in each sentence. Put a check mark in the box for a correct and use an X in the box for the incorrect use. My dad will be home later. I will never forget my days at school. Ton and Kumar shall come with us. The weather report say that it shall be sunny again tomorrow. 5th, we will miss my cousin when they leave. Raj and I shall feel happier when the exams are over. It will be late when we arrive in London. I shall stay awake all night and watch this for Santa Claus. My grandparents shall enjoy coming to our house for Christmas. The winter holidays shall give all good rest. Read the pair subjects and verbs below. Then write sentences about future events using the correct form of going to. For example, for the first sentence, you could write, "My friend Tom is going to sleep at my house tonight." Here we have subject and the verb. First, my friend Tom sleep. Second, we write. Third, the dog catch. Fourth, Uncle Andy came. Fifth, it rained. Sixth, we eat. Seventh, Kumal and I have. Eighth, the teachers read. Don't forget to subscribe if you didn't subscribe. Now we have does, did, and did. So, the verb do is used to talk about actions. The word does are simple present forms of the verb do. Use do with the pronouns I, we, you, and they with the plural nouns such as my parents and Tom and Susan. Use does with the pronouns he, she, and it with the singular nouns such as my dad and the teacher. I always do my homework after dinner. I do drawings with colored pencils. We do our shopping at the supermarket. You do magic tricks very well. They do their housework on the weekend. Mom and Dad do the cooking together. Jim and Alan always do well in math tests. The artist does beautiful paintings. She does very interesting work. He does the washing and she does the cooking. Julia always does her exercises before breakfast. My friend Hannah does karate at the logical gym. The vacuum cleaner does a better job than the broom. Here is a table. Help you remember how to and does. Here we have singular and here we have plural. So first person is I do. In plural, we do. The second person is the same as singular and plural, which is you do. The third person is he does, she does, and it does. They all in the plural form. They're all the same, which is they do. The simple past the simple past form of do. I did my homework but forgot to take Polly her head in front of the mirror. The boys did very badly in their spelling test. Paul and Hamad asked the children their housework at the park. Make the negative form the verbs. Simple and does with. I don't have any brothers or sisters. Ed, thank you. My brother and I don't like food. Too beautiful. But you Mom does not buy our at this. Penny does not. She don't like the. Does not as much. Simple past tense of does not. Maggie have long hair. I first met. I got sunburned because I did not wear my hat. The teacher didn't give us any homework. Mom and Dad didn't buy me a cell phone for my birthday. You didn't take dogs for a walk last night. Exercise 20. Complete the following sentences with do, does, and did. First, I always dash my homework in my room. Second, Mom and Dad usually dash laundry together. Third, you dashed the same math problem last week. Fourth, we always dash our shopping at the farmer's market. Fifth, the children dash their work quietly while the teacher looks at their homework. Uncle David dash magic tricks when he comes to visit. Last night, Mom dashed her exercise before bedtime. 8th, Anna played the piano with Rachel. Dash a lively dance. Kamal always dash well in maths test. If John dashed the cooking, Dash will dash the dishes. Exercise 21. Complete the following sentences with constructions. Don't, doesn't, or didn't. First, Katie dash go to school on the bus. Second, I dash like chocolate ice cream. If the weather dash improve, we'll have the party indoors. Fourth, if the dash worry, the mess, it doesn't not matter. Fifth, I dash answer all the questions on Mother's test. Sixth, Mom and Dad dash works on weekend. Seventh, my sister and I dash visit Grandma last Sunday. Eighth, my friend John dash finished his homework yesterday. Ninth, our neighbors dash like dogs very much. 10th, our teacher dash speak Japanese. Don't forget to subscribe if you didn't subscribe. We have the infinitive. The infinitive is the best form of the verb. If it's often preceded by the word to, the infinitive often appears after the verbs. Infinitive often. The rain began to fall. Sally and I agreed to meet this afternoon. I've arranged to see the doctor at 3 o'clock. I hope to visit Disneyland someday. I like to ride my bike in the street. My parents have decided to buy a new car. Paul is learning to swim. I didn't mean to upset you. Some verbs have an object before the infinitive. In these examples, the objects are printed in color. Simon asked me to help him. The teacher taught us not to run in the corridor. Susie persuaded her friends to play on the team. The manager allowed the staff to leave early. Infinitive often appear after adjectives in these examples. The adjectives are printed in color. The boys were afraid to cross the busy road. I am very pleased to see you again. This problem will be difficult to solve. The shelf is too high to reach. Do you think it's rude to ignore the new girl in class? The experiment was interesting to watch. You are welcome to come with me. You can also use infinitives after some nouns and pronouns to say what you are using something for. Take a book to read. I phoned for a taxi to take us to the airport. Has everyone get something to drink? I have got lots of nice clothes to wear. Find a space in the floor to sit in. Infinitives sometimes follow the words like how, what, which, and where. My brother is learning how to cook. I can't decide which to choose, the ice cream in the pudding. I don't know what to say. Sally can't remember where to hang her caught. The infinitive are also used after helping verbs such will, can, should, may, and must. After these helping verbs use infinitive without the words to. Example, I can swim. We think she will win the race. You must try harder. Do you think we should wait? May I come in? The helping verbs will, can, should, may, and must are called auxiliary verbs. Don't forget to subscribe if you didn't subscribe. We have the imperative forms of the verbs. When you give an order or command, use the base form of the verb, such as give, read, or come. This base form is called the imperative. Examples: open your books to page 25. Stop and look before you cross the road. Come to the front of the class. Show me your homework. Read the first sentence out loud. Choose a partner and stand in a circle. Imperatives are direct to be more polite. You can use please before the imperative. Examples: please show me your homework. Please read the first sentence out loud. Please come to the front of the class. To make negative imperative, use do not or don't before the base form of the verb. Do not bring calculators into the exams room. Please don't change anything on my computer. And now we have gerund. A gerund is in the ing form of the verb used as a noun. Sometimes a gerund is called a verbal noun because it comes from the verb. Example: running is a good way to keep fit. Susan is very good at drawing. He loves dancing and singing. Have you ever tried sailing? I don't like watching television. We enjoyed visiting our grandparents. Sometimes it is difficult to know whether an ing in a gerund or a present participle. If you can replace the ing word or its phrase with the pronoun it when the word is a gerund, you look again at the examples and on the left, try replacing the words in the bold with it. Some gerunds can be used in front of other nouns like adjectives. A washing machine, a machine that does washing. A shopping bag, a bag for carrying your purchases. Walking boots, Boots you wear for walking in the countryside. Gardening clothes. Clothes you wear for gardening. Exercise 22. Look at the following half sentence that contains adjectives. Complete each sentence with an infinitive. For example, the first sentence you could write, I was too afraid to touch the spider. So first, I was too afraid. Second, Mom and Dad are happy. Third, she seemed very pleased. Fourth, the book was very interesting. Fifth, is your hand small enough? Sixth, the dog looked too tired. 7. The wall was impossible. The first question wasn't easy. It was embarrassing. The sea was wonderful. Exercise 23. Decide whether or not each sentence use the infinitive correctly. Mark a correct use with a check mark and incorrect with an X. First, she likes playing in the park. The sun was beginning to shine. I decided to help Dad with the dinner. Mom asked me to close the window. The teacher wanted me to be quiet. I didn't know which tool to use. We couldn't decide how many cakes to buy. Can I watch the TV, Mom? Do you think I should help him? I think I shall go to home now. Exercise 24. Start the following pairs of verbs and nouns. Then write the sentence using each pair of the verb as the imperative. Try and use negatives in some of your sentences. For first pair, you could write, show him the picture, or don't show him the picture. So here we have, in the left side we have verbs and right side we have the nouns. First, show and picture. Second, bring and bike. Third, eat and sandwiches. Fourth, wash hands. Fifth, listen parents. Sixth, wait name. 7. Sleep classroom. 8. Make noise. Exercise 25. Make a gerund form of each verb below. Then write the sentence using the gerund. For example, the gerund you can make from the first verb is cycling. You could write sentence, she loves cycling in the countryside. Here we have verb and gerund. First, cycle is done as an example, which is cycling. Second, paint. Third, eat. Fourth, sleep. Fifth, watch. 6. Bake. 7. Fly. And 8 is cook. And that was the end of our lesson. Whew, it was too long. But don't forget to subscribe and share. Once again, my name was Ratifer. See you next time. Bye.